Lord, we are grateful today for mercies, for your grace, for your goodness. And Lord, today would you be in the midst of us in our conversation. Lord, we pray for our community, that you would continue to do great work in it, Lord, and that you would use us as your hands and feet in this community. Lord, give us eyes to see and ears to hear and a heart to serve. And be in the midst of us today as we meet. We love you. In Jesus' name, amen. Amen. Let's join the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. So, Tom, come lead us. We're going back to giving our hand and trying to karaoke.
I think most of you are familiar enough with this song that we can get through it. We are going to do it karaoke style. So it's going to be up there and it'll bounce and leave out. So we'll just see how this thing goes. We didn't have any sheet music, and you know, Joseph was a little reluctant to get up there and do a lot of banging, so we're going to do the best we can do. Let's all make it happen.
Joseph says he has a tear in his eye after that. Any guests with us today?
Yeah, so we have our office admin staff here at the Salvation Army, Ms. Ebony and Ms. Julie.
Welcome.
I have Kevin with me today. He's a student at UNC Chapel Hill, spending some time with me to learn about nonprofit.
It's cool. Amy? Well, yeah.
Chad Hockaday with me, who's our speaker today.
Okay. Well, welcome to all guests. It's great to have you with us. Any announcements today from the floor for the good of Rotary? Oh, hey, that's a fresh feeling right there. It's moving
I will
on.
say something. If we talked about the Paul Harris for people that was here, if anybody wants to honor someone in their life with the Paul Harris fellow, let me know.
Okay. And Kim, when's the deadline for that?
I think it was last week.
And just a reminder, we're still gearing up for the Kentucky Derby. Most tables have a little bit of information on there for them. So thank you to all the Rotarians who have already given, like, bourbon, auction items, sponsorships. But please, if you are interested in doing a sponsorship or donating an item for the auction, or donating an item for a prize basket, or donating a bottle of bourbon for the bourbon pool, please see me, Kim, Heather, Candace, Jennifer. I mean, there's a lot of us on that Kentucky Derby committee that can get those from you. And thank you. This is our biggest fundraiser of the year, and it takes everybody. And also, if you're interested in volunteering that night or volunteering for a day or two and set up ahead of time, let one of us know.
Yeah, so and you'll keep hearing us talk about this. This is our biggest fundraiser for the year, and you've heard me say this before, but all the money raised from this goes right back into the community. This is how we raise our money to do the projects and sponsorships and all the things that we do in this community. A huge fundraiser, an incredible team leading this. Our ask for you, and you know, Rotary is so good about sponsoring as many events throughout the year as we can. This is the one time of the year we come back and say, hey, if you're in the room and you can, help us sponsor this event. So that's our ask for you. Sponsorship, be there, and if you're able to, donate a bottle of bourbon. And we saw that come in today. One straight from Kentucky, so that was kind of neat. So anyway, put that date on your calendars as well. That's going to be a great time and a great way for us to raise money. Share with us a little bit again, since we're right here on the verge of this, about our monthly project. Candace.
So our monthly micro project, we are doing the Easter basket for our Meals on Wheels folks. 64, in the city of Thomasville. And if you would like to sponsor a basket, we're asking for a $20 donation. I will get all of the items, and they will be here on April 1st. We'll have everything out, and the club will assemble the baskets, and then they will be taken to be delivered for Easter.
And so, what's the deadline to bring stuff in? 21st?
No, they're not bringing anything, just
Oh,
money.
Yeah, money. Sorry, money. I'm bringing something in the devotional thing. That's what I got confused. But we need to have the money in by
Next Wednesday.
next Wednesday. Okay. And how many of those are we doing?
64.
64?
64.
Okay. Yeah, I was thinking 65. So.
65.
Yeah. Awesome. 64 baskets. And again, to reiterate what Candace has shared, those are going to folks who receive Meals on Wheels. This is just a way for us to do something special and brighten up their life here during this spring season. And so we would love for you to partner with us on that by helping maybe cover the cost of one of the baskets. And either way, we'll be packing those together on the 21st, so plan to be here that day as well.
No, on April 1st.
April 1st, sorry. April, next
2 weeks.
Yeah. Any other announcements for the good of Rotary today? Okay. Well, let's split the pot today. Jeff? For our guests, this is another way that we sort of raise money for Rotary in a fun way. We'll buy raffle tickets and draw a card, and the Queen of Hearts is the winner. If they win, they get to split half the money. Half goes to Rotary, half in their pocket. What are we setting at today, Jim?
We have 189 in the pot, so 50-50 would be $94.50.
Okay, we're starting over. Now, like 3 weeks ago, Corey won how much money?
I can't remember his spin.
This is $2,500.
He's waiting on the check still.
That's awesome. All right. You want me to draw? I did not play, so here we go.
574047.
047. Hey, a couple other announcements just while they're still fresh on mind. A board meeting tonight for all board members. The Zoom email, Hope sent that out earlier. Kim sent out our board minutes from previous board meetings. So board meeting tonight, Zoom call, be there for that. And also, it's a neat weekend. This weekend, Rotary is doing its president-elect training in Greensboro at Corey Convention Center. And so Corey will be heading to that. Candace is heading to that. And Doug will be, there's Doug. Doug will be heading to that too. And I'll be there. So our club will be well represented at this weekend. So it's going to be a neat thing. So, all right. Well, we're moving right on into our program today. And excited to welcome Chad Hockaday with us. Amy, will you come introduce him? And yeah, welcome him.
So, I briefly introduced him a minute ago. Our speaker today is Chad Hockaday with AAA Self-Storage. It will be interesting to hear his story. So, Chad, if you want to come up.
Thank you. Thank you for you guys having me and Amy for inviting me to join more about Rotary. I've never been to Rotary. This is first for me. We'll start out with a story, kind of about where we are today as a company and then the stuff. My name is Chad Hockaday. Appreciate being here once again. And I must say, when Amy asked me to join in place of the no I was president. I said, yikes. I don't know if all of you is exciting, but I said, after thinking about it, I said, I think I'll give a run for his money. So, hope you guys enjoy it. Co-workers and I always joke about the things we see day in and day out that we could write a book. So, here we go. To start, a little bit about myself. I'm 36 years old. I was born and raised in High Point, North Carolina. Graduated from Southwest Guilford High School and went on to UNCG to get my business degree. I have married my wife, my better half, Chelsea. Have 3 daughters. Palmer is 9, Tatum is 7, and Sutton is 6 months old. Outside of work, I enjoy golf, hunt, fish, and get to travel some with family and friends. So today, I'm going to share with you the history of the company, where we are today, and an overview of the industry and what the future holds for AAA and outlook for the self-storage industry as a whole. So, in order to learn about AAA self-storage and where we are today, it is important to me that we visit the past and learn about the journey of the present day. Visiting this is important to me, as I know the opportunity I have would not be possible without the hard work and groundwork that occurred before my time with the company. So, Cecil Little is my wife's grandfather. He's the patriarch of the family business and the founder of AAA Self-Storage. He is currently 86 years old, still comes to the office most days. He may take a nap here and there, but he's still there. So when interviewing Cecil about the beginnings of the company, we actually went back a generation to his father. So we're going back to 1910. And that was in Union County, North Carolina. That's where his father was born. He was raised on a farm, one of 7 children. Little education due to the needs of working on the farm. So at age 18, he left Union County for Charlotte to look for work. It was tough. He was unsuccessful the first time, came back to the farm. But he went back and was able to land a job at a grocery store. And this led him to working for Sunshine Crackers and Biscuits. I don't know what that company is. You have something on that, but that's where his first job was. And his job was to take orders from the local grocers. In doing that, he made relationships with owners of stores and convenience stores and things like that. So he was able to purchase his first store, a little country store, is what Cecil described it, on Randleman Road in Greensboro. So during this time, Cecil went to college. He went to Wake Forest University and graduated in 1963. His first job was selling accounting machines for controlled data. But Cecil had an entrepreneurial spirit like his dad, and always knew he wanted to do something more than work for the big man. So, with the help of his dad in 1974, he opened his first convenience gas station on West Market Street, Greensboro. Within 18 months, Cecil owned and operated 3 convenience stores. Cecil went on to building this out, owned and operating 23 gas stations under the brand Safeway. You might have read some of those around the area throughout the years. In 2001, Cecil sold the business side of the stores, but kept the real estate and retained that to lease back to other operators. So going back in time a little bit, in 1983, when Cecil's gas station was with extra land in the back, and he prayed about it, and also was riding around town, and the storage buildings popping up. So that's what came to his mind. He used that extra piece of property. So he called a company that's still here today in Statesville called Petco, and they're the supplier of our pre-engineered metal buildings that we still build today. He built one building with the help of some of his gas station staff, actually. And during that time, the Adams Farm community, which is in that area, which is off High Point Road, now Gate City Boulevard in Greensboro, was taking off. And there was more demand than he had units. So he ended up building out that to 58,000 square feet. And successful, that became AAA #1. That's how we number our stores internally. That was #1 with that store in 1983. So to keep up with demand, the entire 3 acres was built out, and even today that's considered a large medium site at 58,000 square feet. That was #1. #2 was in Cartersville, purchased in 1993. We still hold this asset today. It's actually the first store I worked at and learned the business on the roads, and it's still an asset that we hold today. So when finishing my interview with Mr. Little, we recapped his career, and I found it very impressive. He was directly involved with 23 convenience gas stations, 12 storages, 6 car washes, a food line shopping center, 18 retail strip centers, a 45,000 square foot warehouse, a 31 home subdivision that he developed, 4 restaurants. I don't know if those were all successful, but he did it. And an oil and gas distribution company. So in 2006, my current business partner, Sean Jones, who's married to my wife's cousin, came to work with Cecil. At this point, Cecil still had the real estate with the Z stores and was operating an oil distribution company. He was selling fuel back to the gas stations that he had relationships with. And storage was there, it was kind of in the background. It wasn't something he focused on, it was just a kind of thing. Well, Sean favored that business, he had a liking to it, and Cecil was like, well, that's what you like and you want to do it, let's do it. So Sean took that and started working on that side of the business and growing it, pushing it, managing that. And I got to a point of 10 stores, and to go further, they came to me and approached me about coming to work. And at first, I wasn't married to my wife yet, and I was like, just got out of college, and I was like, I'm not going to make that jump yet. So, but at some point I told myself, I'm going to give this a try, let's try it now while I'm young. So, when I started the company in January 2015, there were a total of 10 stores. So the goal for me starting was to learn the operation of running a storage facility to help the company grow. I began working in the store with the managers day to day. I worked a couple weeks at every location. I then moved into the role of general manager, which included supervising and training staff, maintaining the properties, controlling expenses, and driving marketing efforts. Starting out working in the field is where the rubber meets the road. It was one of the best things I ever did. Working hand in hand with the locations taught me what it takes to really operate a storage facility. This includes walking the facility, cleaning the units. After I moved out, taking payments from customers, following up on leads, making collection calls, and processing the units for auction. Learning the customer was also an important thing I gained from working in the stores. There's a saying in stores, there's the 4 Ds. There's death, divorce, disaster, and dislocation. So a lot of times we're dealing with a customer that had an unfortunate life event that happened. So that was very important for me to learn, actually being out there in the stores with the managers. So from the surface, stores can seem like a very passive business. I even have friends that have said, man, you got it made, you just collect checks in the mailbox. I don't know about that. I said, but compared to some businesses, it is passive. But to run a successful storage operation, it takes details and stay on top of it every day. So most important areas we focus on is how our staff handles the phone. When prospective customers call looking for a unit, it's very important we do everything we can to convert this to a rental. We grade our phone calls and work closely with our staff on expectations of these calls. Like most business, self-storage is sales and people. Renting units is the most important thing we do. And Mr. Little has a saying, hands-on management is the only way. What does he mean by this? And it's really just saying on top of the basics at a facility level. We work to have clean, neat, secure facilities, friendly, and knowledgeable staff. To ensure this, we have our district managers visit every site at least once a month and work hand-in-hand to support our site managers. This is what Mr. Little meant by hands-on management. This mentality comes from what Cecil learned during his days running convenience stores, where the details mattered a lot. I mean, you have all those inventory items, you have vendors, you have suppliers, and those details is what made or break you. So that has stuck with us today. So over the last 11 years, I've tried to always keep this process in mind when overseeing the operations of the business. And this has led us to where we are today. Currently, we have a total of 23 locations. This totals 9,299 units and roughly 1 million square feet of rentable space. We are currently in the process of construction with an additional 4 locations. AAA locations include the Trident cities of Brown Summit, Greensboro, High Point, Jamestown, Cartersville, Thomasville, Winston-Salem, and Clemens. These locations include traditional drive-up units, climate control units, the new 3-story style, all climate control facilities, and boat and RV parking. The industry and demands have definitely shifted toward the climate control facilities in this environment here with temperature changes. It's become a more popular option. But the drive-up units still serve a need with a reasonable price and convenience. We have both acquired existing facilities over the years and developed and constructed facilities to make up this portfolio. Location is very important to us. When developing and acquiring facilities over the years, we really try to focus on the location and the quality of the real estate. When building a storage facility, something that may not be obvious off the bat is it better work. Once you build it, it better work. Because like other constructions, you can convert this building into offices. You can convert other types of real estate into things. Once you build a storage facility, it's got to be storage. So it is with the construction of the hallways and the doors and how it's built, it better work. So we really try to focus on picking good locations. So now we'll go over an overview of the self-storage industry as a whole. Modern self-storage in America emerged in the late 1960s in Texas due to the houses in this region not having basements. The industry grew in the post-war era due to suburbanization, consumerism, and mobile lifestyle demands. In the 1970s, the industry saw rapid development, and in the 1980s and 1990s, the industry became more mainstream, proving to be resilient during economic downturns. From 2000s to present, it has matured a multi-billion-dollar industry that is now characterized by multi-level buildings, high-tech security, online leasing, and climate control. So present-day statistics for the industry, there is 2.1 billion square feet of rentable space in the U.S. for storage. 1 in 3 Americans are using storage today. Monthly, there are 4.4 million Google searches for someone looking for storage. National average for a 10 by 10 unit is $119. So what makes the storage industry unique still today is with all the growth, 50% of the market is still held by small and independent regional operators. There are national REITs, which are like your Public Storage, your Extra Space, and your CoopSmart. That industry is still seeing consolidation. This week, actually, Public Storage announced a large acquisition of NSA, which was a smaller REIT, which was 1,000 stores, roughly a $10 billion transaction. So we're still seeing consolidation within the industry. As the whole world changed because of the COVID-19 pandemic, so did self-storage. From 2021 to 2023, self-storage saw explosive growth. This was fueled by the skyrocketing house prices, migration booms, and major life transitions. Houses were selling within hours. People were calling us, need units. They didn't care a price. They just needed to get a unit. During this period, there was no all-season. Traditionally has seasonal trends. Spring and summer are a busy time. Demand was high and vacant units were hard to come by. Don't get me wrong, it was great. But for being in the industry pre-pandemic, I knew this was temporary and inflated type of a time. So this has now changed and leveled off. The interest rates higher, the housing turnover has slowed, which naturally tempers storage demand. In a sense, we return to a normal seasonal trend. Looking forward, the industry is evolving, as many things are with technology and AI. A big theme in the industry currently is tech, and this is on all levels. Countless contactless storage, pricing online, rent without calling, smart locks, AI calling, and phone features in online auctions. The real-life storage wars days are over. Where we have, so when I first started, we had the live auctioneer and all the buyers lining up, but now it's all done online. These types of features are becoming more important for multiple reasons. The customers demanding these features, they're becoming commonplace with all types of commerce. The next reason is for the operator to make competitive and control our cost. As a company, we are making sure we keep up with technology and what it takes to remain competitive. This covers everything from our online presence with Google Ads to the keyless Bluetooth entry systems we are installing in all new builds. The 4 locations we have under construction will all have a new latch system called No Key. And that requires no lock and no access their unit via an app on their phone. This is an added convenience and security measure for our customers. No more keeping keys. And every time the unit is accessed or open, that's logged and timestamped. For us as a company, this reviews a big manual task each month, and that is applying and removing locks. This allows our staff to focus on renting units and turning over and prepping units for the next rental. And another thing we've done is employed a call center recently to field after-hour calls and on Sundays. This goes along with an increased level of service and seeking operational efficiencies. A hot topic item in the industry is currently unmanned or remotely managed facilities. We feel that at the site level, our people are still very important to our operation. And the winning strategy long-term would be a blend of technology and staff to provide the highest level of service. This goes back to the 4 Ds of self-storage, and the human element interaction is still going to be important. Going back to Mr. Little and wisdom he's passed down to us, he's always told us what his father told him when he opened his first convenience store. First priority is to focus on the operation under your own roof and not to worry about competition. Competition is not negative, it should make you better. This mindset still guides us today. So, in closing, another area that is important to our company and our family is the ability to give back and be involved in the local community. We sponsor Give a Kid a Coat for 9 years. We're a sponsor, but we also collect coats. And at all the cities when people move out, we would offer to collect their coats and give them back and make a bulk drop-off. And we've also decided to partner with Carolina Core professional soccer team in High Point for the next 2 seasons. And we've also, Mr. Little has started a family foundation called Acts 2035, which is more blessed to give than receive. And that family foundation makes financial donations and participates in outreach opportunities that align with our purpose statement to share the blessings given by God to promote the health and economic well-being of humanity, especially the poor and disadvantaged. With that, thank you very much for your time today.
Okay, thank you, Chad. Any questions for Chad?
Hey, Chad. Yeah. What's the average length of time people get from your facility?
I would say 9 months.
Oh, man. I'm way over there.
And Chad, there's been so much consolidation, so much merger and acquisition within the industry, over the past 4 to 5 years. Would you say because of the ability to have, generational family management, has that pretty much been one of the driving forces to, this business not becoming part of, mergers and acquisitions?
Yeah, I think we're kind of, where we are as a company is that 25 locations is kind of unique. Because you have a lot of people have 1, 2, and then you have the big boys. So we're kind of in that middle ground. So yeah, I think it's helped obviously from scale and cost, spreading out cost over those locations rather than having just 1 or 2.
And you also mentioned, you've talked about the fact that you built a lot, but you said you had acquired some too. As a percentage, about how much of it did you guys construct and how much did you buy?
Good, but I think someone asked me that last week. I think it's about half and half.
Is it?
And we've added on, we've expanded facilities and things like that.
If you're interested in y'all's auctions, how do you find
Yeah, I'm
those?
gonna see about the auction thing. Do you know about the auction?
I don't know how
You want me to go talk about that?
Yeah. Some in the room. That's good.
Give us the boss some stuff.
Okay. So, I'll go over the late process, just so you know how that works. So, we cut the lock at day 45 with no payment. And let me start by saying, because I don't want to give a bad report here. We do not want to sell people stuff. That is the last thing, honestly, we want you to pay. So we don't want to sell people stuff. But anyways, we start at day 45, we cut the lock. We're sending notices throughout this whole time. And then at day 75 of non-payment, so 2.5 months of non-payment is when we sell. And we have auctions at every location, every month. StorageTreasures.com. And there's plenty of there's Locker Fox, there's plenty of other options. That's just who we partnered with, StorageTreasures.com. Yeah. But we used to have an auctioneer lined up and buy a facility.
Do you sell the whole locker?
Mm-hmm.
Not the individual parts of it?
Correct. So when we cut the lock, a manager and our guy works with us, take a picture, inventory what we can see. We close the door, put our lock back on it, and a tag. We take a picture of that security tag, so it gives the buyer confidence that that unit has not been tampered with or messed with since that photo was taken. So you can match up the numbers on the tag when you come in person.
Do you have any story on the biggest find that someone's hit off of one of those sales? Or would you auction like a trailer or a boat if people leave them?
So the state statute is now we can tow, because once again, that's an arduous process.
Right.
You gotta get a title and you gotta go all that, do it properly. So we tow the vehicles at day 60. You can tow anything at day 60 of non-payment. So with vehicles or trailers, we just call a tow company and then they'll go through that process. But if you roll up a unit and there's a motorcycle in there or a trailer or something that's titled, we have to say this isn't a part of the auction. But yeah, that's the whole unit. And I don't know what these guys find. I don't ask. A lot of times, yeah. But you do hear guys saying, I made $1,000 off this unit. Yeah.
When somebody gets one of those at auction, are they required to remove everything in there?
Yes,
and
sir.
figure out how to dispose of it, no matter what it is?
Or they don't get their deposit back. So we get a cash deposit from the buyer of $100 and say, you have 48 hours, 36 hours to clean it out. You know, or people with a bigger unit. But if they don't clean it out, then we hold the deposit.
What's your total? Do you have a number of your total occupancy right now? You said you have a lot of units, but how full are you?
We just opened the site, so I think collectively, that site's still leasing it up for around 90% of the company.
But you maintain a pretty constant waiting list.
Well, I will say during COVID, like I talked, it was crazy. It was nonstop, high demand, no off season. We were trying to just place people wherever we could in a unit, but it has slowed. I mean, houses aren't selling. I mean, I think everybody can say that. But, you know, we have a saying in our office right now that the interest rate is the asset. You know, if you have a sub-4 interest rate, it's tough to move. So that's become the asset, and people just aren't moving. I mean, I think industry statistics say that's 70% of our demand are people moving, and that's definitely slowed. So it's more challenging now. We've got to work for every rental, but I think things are going to improve, and we're going into our leasing season, so we're excited about that. Yeah.
Who else has a storage unit? Somebody in here, storage unit? At this point, it's been a few years since I've even stepped in this, so maybe you can just go to auction. Keep it short. Don't be a check, it's short. And, well, thank you, Chad. That was great hearing from you and informative. So, now you know if you need a storage unit, he's the man to call. Well, we're right here at the end of our time today, and as we part ways, will you stand with me? For those of you who are visiting today, Rotarians, we kind of live by what we call four-way test, a way for us to be challenged in how we live, in our morals and ethics, and in how we serve others as well. So each time that we gather, we end our gatherings with this four-way test. And today, as we part ways, as I challenge so often, as we part ways and go back to our places of work and to the different places in this community, may we go with eyes to see the needs in this community. May we go with ears to hear those needs and a heart ready to serve, and all the things that we think, say, or do first